here we are now. Everything to play for. This is where it comes crunch time. I'm joined in chat by the GOAT, Grim Reaper, and the tournament organizer. And I want to say one more time as the game starts. Thank you very much, Nutsack, for sorting this out. And it's really appreciated.
You're welcome.
Okay.
Throw the
To me,
interest to Grim.
it's
Yeah.
Dallas and Devil with the double Marauders. Again, we're seeing no Spectres at all for some reason. And we got Levy and Big Chief on the double Marauders. We have Wonder Things and Zergling Lord, who's gone Zerglings, unsurprisingly, and Wonder again. And we got Fluffy and Archvile, again, double Marauders. So basically, everyone is Marauders except for the one guy that keeps going Lings. The one guy who I keep saying, nah, this can't work at such a high level, there's no way. But he makes it work. He doesn't get anything. He's got Stim already. It's not going to help break down the rocks, hopefully, but he's got Stim ready for action. He's borrowed Lings around the map, which is a nice thing you can do with Lings. It's something nice to see these forward Lings as well, so you can see when the opponents are cramming their stuff up the ramps and such. But like right now, it's a great time to put them in, but that's a small point. And
it's very tactic, the Lings.
Yeah, I mean, I keep criticizing him, but he keeps doing so well. I should probably shut up about it. Like, clearly, it's working well.
Grim, you're an old man. This is the new meta. Move along, son.
We'll see. This time, the other players are more aware of how good Lich can be, and I'm going to call him Lich because Lith is too much. How strong he can get and how you shouldn't let him snowball and you shouldn't let him take the trades. Because my theory is that before they just didn't respect him, and now they understand that they absolutely have to, because he can carry the game. He can take it to the late game. He took it to 2 hours multiple times already. He's ready. He's absolutely solid from start to finish. So you got to respect him. And I think these players are smart enough to realize that they shouldn't give him the trades that he wants. That also might be the reason why everyone's gone Marauders, because Marauders do 20% more damage to Zerglings, and they do not do 20% more damage to Zealots, in fact the opposite. So we'll see if that's going to make a big difference here. Big mass, covering your ledges with loads of units, that's the way to deal with this kind of play. You can see he's in the middle. At this point, he can get surrounded by 3 groups of Marauders, and have a really hard time.
They are waiting. Look at them like sharks, aren't they? Just literally at the bottom of their ramps. 3 ramps there, and poor old Anders is like, oh god.
Yeah. You do lose the tower as the melee player. He's trying to get it back now with 2 Marines and a couple of Lings, but he shouldn't be able to hold this tower, should Lich. He's going to get it with 1
as you say it.
Yeah. But, I mean, Archvile will send a couple of guys, and that wasn't a good trade. That was like a Marauder for 5 units. So tiny interaction, but it all adds up because that could be an extra Reaper or something, these little trades. So we'll see. Big push coming in, mass Marauders. I got some Marauders on the high ground. Would love to see some on the high ground on the other side on this cliff here from Big Chief. And already...
he scored high, didn't he?
Lich just goes all in with his attack. Let's check the bounties there. He's got 400 for that. As I say, like, every mineral is more valuable to Lich because he's going for this heavy marine play. Although saying that at this exact time at 4 minutes, it's not. Giving team 2 all those minerals means that they can get a bunch of elites that they want. Here we go. This is interesting. I said, where are the Ravens? Everyone's going Reapers and just farming freely with them. Why are there no Ravens? And here we go. Big Chief with the Raven opener. Think this is an extremely underused unit, especially for countermeasures in the late game. If Biggies doesn't lose these, and there's no reason he should, they are very fragile, but they can fly, so, they should be fine. He's going to get the value from the Seekers. Like right now, when units clump up like this, you get an unnatural amount of splash damage, and you can just destroy everything. But also the countermeasures, there's the first Seeker. Reasonable. Yeah, the countermeasures PDD, reducing magic damage, so nukes, snipes, ghosts. Like, if you throw a PDD down, you won't even be able to kill the Raven with a snipe. So Biggies knows this. I'm 100% sure he knows this. He will be able to handle ghost play, investors, HT, you name it. He'll be able to handle it with these Ravens.
Well, the thing is with Lit's bounty is it's a pure bounty.
Pure, yeah.
And like for example, if Levi now with Void Race has the same bounty, he first spent 1600 to get the voids. Lit spent nothing.
For sure, yeah, it's free. It's just Marines. You start with them, and he makes some money.
Yeah. He doesn't have oracles. He doesn't have Vikings like Archvile or
Yeah, there's nothing to
Reapers.
lose.
Yeah, it's all pure bounty.
Here you go, look. High ground, Marauders, Marines. That's fighting only Marines, and it's a fantastic trade. Levy's got the Concave. This was awful for Lich. Awful. So this is how you counter it.
I don't think he cares. As I said, I just think he wants the next upgrade. I think that's what they do. He just wants,
but like now he's going to be sat without any farming tools. This is the risk, right? Like he's going to be sat waiting for his Marine spawn and his Lings to come in, and it's just, and his Marines are very injured, so he's trying to get the center there and trying to heal up, but obviously there's big masses on the field. It's not guaranteed. Got a Ghost out from Big Chief as well. Ghost Raven, big support build. He went support build in a weird way with temples and like very patiently last game. This time he's doing it again. Raven, Ghost. You don't need upgrades to make these units useful, so he doesn't need bounty to be relevant and to help his ally. You can take towers with the turrets. Meanwhile, Devil, by the way, double DTs. Again, he seems to really like DTs with range units, which is unusual, but again, he makes them work to a good degree. Dallas with the 3 oracles, very safe. You can see how annoying that is. Just, oh, you send 6 units to the tower, that's 6 units you don't have anymore. You can also poke at the Reapers from Fluffy, and the DTs with the Void Prism. They've got a sick combination there with the Void Prism plus Oracle Focus Fire. Force Field on the sides as well. It's 1 Force Field to choke off any of these many points. Oh my god, Devil with the extremely aggressive DTs there. That's pretty bonkers. A force field here, maybe? Yeah, nice. Not like that, but could have been a bit further up.
Yeah, towards the ramp. To,
just to choke off more than that, yeah.
Yeah. And then to also push the mass back down the
he's
ramp.
got oracles. Okay, so Archfar's cleverly, he's got a ghost, he's ready to EMP the sentry and the oracle, so he could in fact get 4 units that are based on energy there. Very risky. With things like Corruptors go forward, nice force field. Gonna give him a good trade if he goes up the ramp, but he chooses to retreat. Oh my god. Heckin' Lith. Non-stop tide of Zergling Marine again. This is good. This is good for biggies though. They basically get like whatever they wanted, whatever their plan was. If they get constant trades like this, they're going to be able to do it. Whether or not it's a good plan or if it will work is a different question. Okay, nice revelation. Vikings go up. Oh, we lost a DC.
Right. Yeah, you don't like the blink. You don't like the aggressive blinking.
No, the defensive. Yeah. That's what it's for. It's just, you should never lose a DT or a Dark Archon. It's like there's literally no way you'll lose it unless it's like a Phoenix Lift. It's such a good mobility thing. It doesn't cost energy either. So even after the EMP, which you're aiming not to get EMP'd, but if you do, you don't. Okay, you can blink forward to Void Prism a target if that's an expensive target.
Right.
But it's got to be worth it. Like four Reapers would be worth it, for example, but not like a handful of Marauders.
Okay. Just have interest. What was Const like? Did he lose them? Did he have good control?
Nah, he wouldn't lose them, but he played it with melee, so it's easier. Like
right. Okay.
You're gonna just run in with Lings or Zealots, and it's gonna tank anything.
Okay.
He wouldn't forward blink either.
No,
okay. Yeah. Lich is struggling to find any trades. He's gonna struggle very hard now. So before he was cross from the Void Raids, now he's next to them, and he's got 10 damage Marines against a 450 health unit with 2 armor base, right? So like he's not doing any damage to it, and there's no way he's going to kill a Void Raid before Levy pulls back and says, I'm going to go buy my healing tower. So very hard for Lich to get any trades now. Meanwhile, he's next to Fluffy and Archvile, who are once again, they do the same strat every time. It's Reapers, Corruptors, Vikings, and a Ghost. Again, very solid.
Landed Vikings.
For the most part, landed Vikings. Oh, one of the things has Ravens now. So for some reason, Ravens have become a thing again. You can see all of these 3s and 2s. That's Lich's army just deleted by Fluffy's Reapers.
He's going to try and Seeker the Voids, isn't he?
Double Seeker on the Voids does work, it's true.
Yeah. But whether you can do it to Levies, because the way he splits is insane.
So compare this to the game that Levy lost. At 10 minutes, there were Goliaths up from Devil, and he was next to Vikings and DTs and things like that, right? Like now he just gets free reign. There's nothing to be too scary to his Void Rays, and he's feeling much more comfortable about things.
Yeah, plus Big Chief is not melee
Yeah. Biggies can actually do something useful. I was thinking, I was even going to say to Biggies, like, it's a really cool, sophisticated strat that you did, but I feel like you need some farming tool. I was going to say oracles because they're so safe, but ravens are fantastic as well. And ravens are a late game unit, whereas oracles aren't that good. Supremacy upgrade can sometimes be very good at killing ghosts and things like that because they do a percentage-based damage and disable, but yeah, generally oracles are nowhere near as good as ravens. Ravens are an amazing late game unit, and Biggies knows about them, so
And he's
excited
good
to
with
see
them.
them. And he's good. Oh, he's good at everything. So everyone here will be pretty good at everything. They shouldn't be like, oh, I'm completely useless with this Reaper or something.
I've got
Well,
to
but
get
even
it.
last game, he lost the Raven there. Even last game, Lith was fungled a lot of times by Fluffy, but he still made it work.
Yeah, that's and I think Under Things was really good of his ghosts. He actually managed to get Fluffy's Infestor a few times, and that's no easy feat. Fluffy's really good of his Infestor in hero play generally, so I was impressed to see Wonder Things do that. And then I would see him, I would watch him with two ghosts. He'd walk across the map to try and get something from across, and it would just instantly die. And I was like, why do you have to do that after playing so well?
Neil, do you have the combined
Oh,
bounty?
Levy going for a Marauder compound? Probably just to bait an early savior. I can't see any real reason.
No, he's going to
And
come
a
with
turret.
Seeker. Oh, the turret.
Seeker's going to be good. It's good split off from Levy, doesn't lose everything at least.
Neil, do you have the combined bounties? Just so that we can see what the threshold is for team 3, because obviously team 1 have to win. Because I'm only saying it because they're bottom. I know Under's got 70,422. I didn't get Biggies and
let me see.
See some bets in chat. Nice to see.
yes.
If I had to make a prediction, I would go for Team 2 this time because the threat isn't them this time. That's a huge difference in the mentality. They know to worry about Team 3, and it's not going to happen like it did before.
Yeah,
Here
we just
come the
need to.
huge tide of Marines and Zerglings, corruption going down. We've got Vikings, Reapers in there, a ghost shooting, and that was not a trade. This is what I'm talking about. Maybe Team 4. It depends where Lith sends his bounty, right?
Well, he's not going to send it to the void, is he? You wouldn't think. Well, I don't know.
wouldn't think that's true. Maybe that will make a
Stranger
difference,
Things.
actually. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. But Levy's sharking. He's like, if you want to run down the middle, you're gonna have to go through 50 void rays. I will take your Marines before they get there. You will be attacking with only Zerglings. How are these Oracles doing? 93, 100 kills. Yeah, so the Oracles as a safe. I was like for Biggie, like Oracles are just a really safe bet. You know, you're always gonna get some damage.
Seeker, nice.
Nice. Seeker's got some PDDs. They work against Marauders, so Biggie isn't actually shooting right now.
Yeah.
Nice play. And yeah, Team 2 are going so hard on Team 3 already. Maybe they don't want them to come first again, and they're like, well, we'll put a stop to you. But they need to come first themselves, so they need to...
Yeah, well, I think that's what I was saying. That if we had the bounty, because Biggie's was quite low bounty last game, wasn't he, right? So I just want to know what the threshold is for them, because obviously once Team 3 get above Team 2's bounty, that's it. Because they'll be joint 11 points. And then they'll go to bounty. So there's going to be a threshold, like, you can't let them get above a certain amount, right?
I don't know.
Well, because if Team 2 win, that puts them joint 11, and they knock out Team 3, puts them joint 11, then they go for bounty count back.
Oh, I see what you mean. Okay.
Yeah, so there's going to be that's what I was wondering if Neil had the threshold. Like
I
we could see what, it's like a ticking clock for them. Only because Biggie's had quite low bounty. Otherwise, I wouldn't be mentioning it. I mean, obviously, if you had a similar bounty to everyone else, then you just go right.
I actually like what's happened this game. It's split map. It's Team 1 against 4 and 2 against 3. And yeah, Biggies and Levy are really bullying Team 3.
They want them out.
Something I have to consider, I think, there is no late game win for Team 3 against Team 2. They need other players to come in, like, unless Lith goes like, see, he doesn't do anything that helps against Void Race, so like he'll need to do, maybe a Dark Archon will help later, But it's all up to Wonder Things to counter both of them, basically. Because these Marines aren't going to be useful. Even if he gets his upgrades and everything, they'll never contest Void Race.
The number 1 team had a total bounty of 70k 422.
That was on the things.
There's 100 things in Lith, and then the Archvile Fluffy had a total bounty of 6,377. And Dallas and Reaper had a total of 56,638.
56, sorry.
Yeah, and
Oh no, Seekers.
And then Biggie's.
That was great.
And Biggie's had.
Counter Seekers, but they're not on clumps of Void Race, they're not as good.
Oh, I put one number too much. No.
Biggie's with Goliaths. Interesting
And Biggie's and
choice.
Levi had a total bounty of 39k.
All right, okay.
Got some turret wars happening as well, very amusing.
So, Unders has almost 30k ahead in combined bounty of Team 2. So they're going to have to make 30k.
31k.
Yeah. So they're going to have to make 31k. So they're going to have to beat them and make 31k.
Yeah, so they have to get first place and 31k above them.
Yeah.
So
And they have to make them, fourth place.
And let's not forget, every second counts. They're adding to their bounty too.
Whoa! Now that's a big one. 2 tanks and Goliaths from our friend Big Chief.
Oh my god, they are.
Lith is, well, he's approaching max supply and he's like, I need to kill off these Zerglings, so they're not as useful as my Marines, which I put all of my energy and effort into. +1 range upgrade, 1 attack speed upgrade. And Biggie's is now shelling the turrets because this is a bad place for a turret. This doesn't help against Void Rays hitting the compound very much, and it doesn't, and it's open to being shot from the low ground even. That's actually crazy. The fact that he can, like this turret you have to scan for, right? So that's a huge, or have a Void Ray spotting.
Let's say they kill him now, then they can beat him. If the faster they kill him, the more chances they have.
Exactly.
Okay, you know you're getting bullied when you have to open up turret range. He's got 9.25 range on this turret instead of, what is it, 8.25? Yeah.
Yeah.
So you know you're in trouble.
I'm with you. I think he should have it just below the Merc, 2 of them.
Yes.
No, so now when he remakes this one, he better not put it back there.
Remember, there is one savior that is capable of just ending Levy and Biggie's here. But yeah, this is a strat that I used a lot. It's just camping the cliff with tanks and bullying the opponent.
We all did this back in the day. Do you remember? It's an old SD strat.
Oldie but a goodie, yeah.
You don't see it much anymore, but yeah, we used to literally just camp the heck out of these towers and slowly suffocate. You don't get it anymore.
Biggie's got the wrong upgrade. He should have got the anti-building upgrade. Not only is it anti-building, but it's anti... well, it's extra range, so it's a better tank. A tank with more range than another tank is just a better tank, you know. If it does less damage, it does less damage. Being able to shoot safely is a huge deal.
I did a chat to him about this, because he's only got to worry about one savior, right? And he'll probably lose the ranged ones anyway. I think he prefers the splash. You know, in this situation, it probably might be better.
Yeah, but it's like 100% extra damage against. Like the amount of time it takes to kill the compound is much less. And
yeah, but he's just going to let Levy finish it, isn't he?
Here's Levy, by the way. He's hovering over the. Yeah, this is some real tawny struts right here. This is real bullying. The fact that there's only one savior. If there were 2, there would already been a savior and it killed 2 tanks and a bunch of Void Rays. Maybe the Ravens, right?
Oh, you got EMP'd as well. You can't even snipe the tank.
With two saviors in this game, this wouldn't be a viable strategy because you know we got enough time to just savor you and get you off that cliff.
Like getting hit by a savior now will hurt Levy, but getting hit by 2 would be a big deal. Okay, savior time? No. I think that was the time. That was the only time you could have saviored. Losing the compound now is a huge deal. He can rebuild it, but like he's just gonna lose it again. That's what's gonna happen.
And again, the tank placement. I know he's under pressure, but he should have had a bit more, you know, a bit more about him to put it below the compound.
Yeah,
because I think that's within range of the Goliaths as well now.
Oh yeah, look at that. He's just gonna take it. By the way, we've been ignoring the bottom side of the map. As I say, split maps, it's hard to cast because it's just constant pressuring and constant. But now the compound's dead, we can focus on the bottom side.
Yeah, let's give it a go.
So let's have a look. It's Team 1, 4K and 3K against Team 4, 4K and 3K, basically. So they're about even. I didn't catch who lost what because they all had a lot of units. We've got DTs, we've got Oracles, we've got Ghosts, we've got Medevac on Team 1. On this side, we have, we had at least... Where did they go? The Reapers died? Oh, he didn't have Reapers. Did he have Reapers? Did Fluffy make Reapers this game?
I wasn't looking. I've just been looking at the insane pressure at the top.
He definitely had a bunch of Corruptors. But, and there were Ground Vikings and a Ghost. I don't remember. Yeah, I think there were Reapers. Yeah, he lost his Reapers. If I'm not mistaken.
Ah, here we go, Grim. They're going to go for a 4, which I like.
Thor? Okay, Thor is fine. It's a good defensive unit. It's super tanky. It doesn't die to a snipe. It can make these trades better. The only concern is Levy doesn't care. Oh, and also PDDs will deny the Thor. That's actually a huge deal. 2 PDDs and the Void Race are going to be a big problem. By the way, look at this. Countermeasures on the Raven mean a big problem, obviously, for sniping the tanks and sniping the Ravens or anything. Like, the damage is just not there. And the PDD will work to shoot, stop the Thors as well. Okay, we've got a bunch of Marines cramming in there, but you've got tanks shelling everything, you know, like it's not a good trade. Not a good trade.
You got the snipe on the 4. But obviously doesn't kill it. 10 minutes have gone. Oh man, this has been a hectic half hour, right?
Very patient with the Savior here. I mean, the Savior range was slightly reduced from when I remember, from when I used to play, but it'll still reach the sledge and kill everything here. It will reach this tank, I'm pretty sure, the second one, as well as the first one. So he could at least get 2 tanks, because they can't run, right? He's just going to die.
Where is it? I think the chat's saying the Maelstrom is actually the range one, by the way, Grim.
Oh, it is? It doesn't say bonus building damage, which is what I was looking for.
Well, it's 12.5 range now.
Yeah, I think they both give range upgrade, but do they both give the... I think one gives more. One gives 1.5, and I think the other one gives 0.5.
I think Voltaic coils is speed, the speed, and Maelstrom rounds is the longer, the range one, for sure.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Again, you need to target the back row of Void Rays.
Compound sniped again.
Yeah.
They're in trouble.
He's using his own PDDs, but it's not as effective. The Goliaths won't be able to shoot up, but there's only the Raven to shoot. Yeah, this is a crippling maneuver, and there's not really much you could do about it. And a big part of this is Lith has nothing to offer this situation. He cannot run up this ramp. He cannot fight on the low ground here because of the tanks. He just isn't offering anything, you know, to this situation.
Well, I guess, I mean, if he scanned and he was had his wits about him, he could run into that base and have a go at the compound, couldn't he?
You mean run in with his big mass?
Yeah.
The Void Rays will kill everything. They've got the towers, so they'll see it coming on. The Void Rays will annihilate him. He's just, it's like checkmate. This is a checkmate maneuver.
You've got to do something, though. I was like, just do it. Get in there. Oh my god, Levy's he's just been so abusive.
Okay, so there's a splash and there's a range upgrade, and there isn't one that gives extra building damage anymore by this, so they must have just removed it. For this reason, because this is so obnoxious and powerful. As I say, it's way more obnoxious and powerful when your ally doesn't have anything to offer the situation. And
so Neil, I've got a question for you. Are you gonna let this go in SD as well? Are you alright with them just pressuring one team? They're each like they're both just pressuring one team. You're right with that?
Yeah, they can pressure whatever team they want.
Okay.
Oh, the Thor goes down. A bunch of Void Rays do die, but that was a big anti-air thing, and he's getting his Thor back. He doesn't want his compound back. He's like, well, I know what's going to happen if I do that.
It would be a different thing if Archvile and Fluffy are on the other ramp.
If they both do it at the same time with tanks, yeah.
They're both nuking, and Dallas and Reaper just sit in the base like,
this
whatever.
is fine. Let's let it happen.
Then it's a different story. But in this case, no, it's
Big Chief's getting a medevac. They're gonna just start dropping into their base.
Logical that pressure them. It's their only chance of actually still be able to win.
So if they do eliminate Team 3 and then they shift all that mass round to the Eastern Tower, then you're going to be like, right? I'm just wondering what the thought processes of a referee are.
That's why I say it's a very
Since we have one, we might as well tax you a bit.
no, it's a very it's
Double
it's
seeker.
a judgment call.
No. Good play from Wanda. Good reaction. All right, something to note here is Dallas and Devil both have gone Goliaths. They're like, no, Mr. Levy, absolutely not. Biggies did not go for Destroyers, which are the hard counter, the 32% extra damage to Goliaths. I'm wondering if that was a mistake. Did the Goliaths really add anything that Destroyers wouldn't have in this situation? No, in fact, Biggies would have had the hard counter to Wonder Things Compound, which he doesn't have anymore, but you get the point. It would have been a counter to a lot on the map. So at best, Biggies is going to, after this team dies, which I assume they will, they might hang on, I might be mistaken, but after Team 3 dies, Biggies will be playing against other Goliaths and Destroyers, and that's it. There's actually 4 people or 5 people with Goliaths. Biggie's doing a drop, dodges the Seeker missile with his medevac, very nice. Thor is on top of the medevac that needs to run. Biggie's rookie mistake not turning off the heal. Because of that, he move commanded it or A clicked, I think, and it started healing and getting shot by the Thor. If that Thor had any range or damage, that would be a dead.
What's he doing?
He wanted to get the tank.
I'll let you in. Biggie did say he's not too fond of Destroyers. That's probably why.
Yeah, I'm also of the opinion that they're just weak, but in this game in particular, you do have to consider the 32% extra damage. And if you're going tanks, he's got +6 damage in it.
Another Thor down from Lith in this case. By Levi.
Wait, did Lith have a 4 and lose it?
Yeah, they got one each, yeah.
Oh no. Yeah, and this is just non-stop. They still haven't used their savior though, so it's like we can't send all of our mass and just kill you. And Void Rays are really bad at actually killing a base just because of how cheap turrets are for their power in relation, Let's have a look at the bounty and see if what Biggies and Levy are doing is actually paying off in terms of trades. So 6k on Biggies, who's got a lead, but Fluffy is also on 6k. I think Fluffy has lost stuff though. I'm pretty sure he had Reapers. Yeah, he's bought his Reapers back and they've got the critical strike upgrade. I'm not a fan of rebuying Reapers, especially this late. It does help with trades, but so does upgrading, at this point.
Aren't Reapers kind of bad at this point?
Yeah, and there's so much to look after. Like, he has to make sure he doesn't lose them again, and then he'll buy them again, and it kind of snowballs the other way. Reapers are, you buy them one time, and if they kill everything and you get ahead, like what happened last game, then that's great. And if they don't, you just leave them, you forget about them.
That's the end of it,
Yeah.
We could literally have the shortest game in history here. In fact, that wouldn't work well for Team 2.
I mean, is it cheating if they deliberately don't kill the last opponent and just farm them outside their command center? No, +3, we're getting that.
You've got to be on top of that. Neil will be on top of that. You've got to be on top of that.
Well, it's a strange cheating because it's like...
But it's a cheating nonetheless.
It's cheating the rule system, I guess, a loophole.
I'm sure Neil will be like...
Well, you can never make the loophole 100%, the rules 100% tight.
Yeah, it's as good as it gets.
But you've got to come... Well, the referee's got common sense and they'll be like, come on. That is a loophole.
Forget about it. Oh, you see the PDD just denying the Thor there? It shoots from like 15 range and then just gets into the PDD range. It's brutal, yeah. It's really nice, this strategy, way more aggressive. Last time they tried something super passive, it didn't quite work out. I think Biggies and Levy, they should take momentum. They should, take control of the game rather than sit back and wait for the 2-hour mark where they might make a play.
See, Lith Thor is back.
Yeah.
Really need to focus on this side, but I have a feeling that this team's going to die soon, and then we'll be focusing on this side for the rest of the game, Just enjoy the last moments that Lith and Wonder Things have in this game, guys.
Oh, I think they're holding up pretty good, but, they're kind of...
It's going to be a quick blow base defense at 60 minutes, and boom, boom. That's what I reckon. And then, yeah, because let's face it, I think, what do Archie?
But again,
Archie,
Kenny, you know, as you said, it's not in Levy's interest to end the game quickly. And is it our? Can we really say that Levy is like deliberately not blowing base defenses and sniping?
well, no, if
CC?
he doesn't play base defense, fine. But you know, it's, but don't forget, they're still racking up little bits of bounty as well, aren't they?
I mean, Fluffy and Arcvile are
There you go, there
doing
you go,
really
there you go.
well.
There you go. He used it
As
He
well.
used the savior.
Oh, did it finally happen? Oh no, and
Yeah.
instantly a Thor dies for it. Oh, the PDDs coming down defensively. Would have been nice to see them a bit earlier before stuff died. Another savior's going to have to be made here. Lith changing into Goliaths now, but the upgrade difference, it's 0-0 Goliaths to Biggie's mad upgraded. He's got huge health upgrades on them. He's got armor, attack. He's all in on Goliaths, his Biggie, so he's... And actually even starting Marines a little bit. Cannons are coming down. I mean, this is almost feeding at this point because that's like 75 minerals a cannon. But you know, it's not because they're bringing in.
Marine strategy is also blown out with this play because he cannot focus no more on Marines. He went.
Look, Archvile and Fluffy, finally, I think only now do they realize what's been happening this game. They look over and like, what the hell? There's 4 cannons and the Thor and no base in the top right. Like something's very wrong here.
He's coming. Look, he's the sheriff of the town again. He's coming with his 4 to restore some order. I'll defend the front of your base for you now. You just stay in there and keep them out.
I do worry for, even though Biggies and Levy did really well, it's kind of like, you know, taking a really well-evolved animal from its ecosystem and putting it somewhere else. It's not going to perform well. Like, after they're dead, they're going to be playing against 3 lots of Goliaths and Destroyers with Void Rays and their own Goliaths. So they're going to have to come up with something. The Ravens are always good. It's going to block Destroyer shots, which is just terrible because the Destroyers don't shoot that fast and do so much damage base. So the Ravens are good, the medevac is always good, but Levy, I think in particular, is going to need to add something.
There goes the compound again.
Could be a savior from the second CC, but it's very far away. They didn't even scan for it, they didn't care. Like, are you going to savior me from the other CC? No way, man. Back at the ranch, Fluffy is still trading with Devil over and over again. Don't really like the look of this trade. It's a bad kind of DPS to 32% extra damage ratio over here. But you know,
Let's not forget, Archie and Fluffy are happy with
Second spot, yeah.
winning. They'll be happy with that, and as long as they can get Dallas out, so this is the thing. You know, if they can get Dallas and Devil out,
they don't really want to give up the CCs. They want to be able to claim those. That's 600 bounty and an extra. Was that 400, 550 even on the destroyers? Yeah.
All right, there goes
the compound. Maybe transfuse doesn't have a support tower. It will die though. No, it doesn't.
No.
Oh my god, he needs to get that before Levy and Biggies does. Here comes the savior. He might savior to save his own compound, and then Levy takes everything, or he saviors the void rays, and then Archvile takes everything. Okay, I don't like the look of this, even though it doesn't seem to be going that badly. Is there a ghost at the front there? Why? Why? No, it's a dead ghost. Oh, it's a dead Thor. No, it's not. 14 health. Oh, there you go.
It's dead
a
now.
Marine drop.
Dallas
Oh my god,
it.
no transfuse. It only just came in. Transfuse would have saved it for sure. Okay, so we lost a ghost. That's 200 plus 150 for the drop. That's 350 for 400. That's a 50 mineral gain there, of course. But the swing from having to rebuild the Thor is very painful. It's a plus 50 for Dallas, but a minus 50 for...
This
the other
CC's gone. I think he's.
Oh no,
he
not
can't-
even that. Nice 200.
What does he do with the savior? Does he do it now? What does he do?
I mean, he does have to eventually use it. I imagine it's when the CC's on like burning health. Maybe he's pretending like he doesn't have it, so that's everybody rushes in. This might be a big bait or something. Maybe he's forgotten he has it. I don't know.
the old. Come
He's
at me,
like,
bro.
I've been in the lead every game.
saviors.
Fluffy comes in and takes the juicy compound.
There
And the
it
big
is.
savior. Oh, I mean, it kills something. It wasn't amazing. Mostly biggies.
They're out. They're out.
The Voyageries come in. They're going to get the 400 on the Thor. Fast. Sorry. What does that mean? What does that even mean? Oh my god, Levy took so much damage from those turrets. Does get the CCs, gets Thor.
There you go, guys. Now it's really cooking. So remember now, they do have a 30,000 bounty lead. So they've got to make that up. They have to finish 30,000 ahead combined by the end of the game. Will they do it? They should do, shouldn't they?
It depends. This game could get really weird now. There's all sorts of options for all sorts of players. So one thing to consider is Dallas and Devil are now sandwiched through no fault of their own. They could have pressured Levy maybe with medevac drops of Goliaths and forced something to stay at home, force some turrets maybe, a bit more attention on this tower. But other than that, they can't really control Team 3 dying like that. That's mostly their fault, you know.
Right.
So, okay, this is what we've chosen for Biggie's. Cheeky cheek. As I say, now is the time that Biggie's is a bit worried because he's Goliaths against Goliaths and Destroyers. There is no one that Biggie's can fight where it's like, this is right, this is correct, this is going to be a good trade. 250 kills on one Raven, 34 on the other.
And they are, look, they're moving around now to do the same thing on this tower.
I doubt they bring the tanks, although I don't know where the tanks are. Are they in a medevac?
They're in a medi, I think.
Is he actually going to do the same thing?
They have a total bounty of 84 to 18, Wonder and Lith at this
84.
point.
So that's all they get. That's the final number. It's a good number. That's hard to beat, but the game is still another hour and 10 minutes of this. You know?
So if we do 84, say, I'll give you a rough calculation. 80.
Yeah, I can do that.
Well, if Biggies and Levi get...
They need 45 combined to...
Yeah, 45k now.
Yeah, they need 45k.
And win, of course. And win.
And win, yeah. And hope, but Fluffy and Archie don't come second. So there's a lot of... they use Saviour. Fluffy uses Saviour. They're under a lot of pressure.
Yes, if Yorkville come in second, they still win because it's 6-6, so that's 12 points.
Compound goes down. A lot of Void Rays did die, and some managed to get away with their life, but a lot of Void Rays did die. Levy is on 400 supply. A lot of that is in these trash marines, which are actually not that trash. Not that trash. He's got +9 damage on his Void Rays. Usually he goes health, but since he's compound sniping, he's going for damage. Fluffy's compound is struggling. Archvile killing the turret at the back of his base so he can put it in the front of his base against the Void Rays. And,
well, Team One are going to have to keep an eye, because if Team 2 do keep pressurising Team 4, they're going to have to say, right, here's our chance for the win and strike on Team 2, right?
Yeah, there is always that chance. Levy is undefended at home. He's got Void Rays against... If there is a Goliath drop here, Levy has to pop a Saviour, and one drop of Goliath is not worth a Saviour, right? So, especially this soon to ST. In fact, at ST, there may well just be a drop from Dallas. Imagine 4 loads of Goliaths dropping into Levy's base at sudden death. They just die. So they can let Levy pressure Team 4 and then just take the win. For sure. Yeah, I mean, Biggie's Marines, they're getting there. At SD, they'll be finished. Good Merc. So it's something to consider.
They still have to, as well as they're doing, they still have to take out Team 1. So that's
to change the outcome, then Archvile and Fluffy have to become third. Otherwise, if they get second, they still win. Because most likely bounty-wise, Wonder Things and Circling Lord now have 11 points, 10 from the first and 1 from the last, from this game.
But with a 45k lead.
Yeah, but that's you comparing them only with Levi and Biggie.
Yeah. I was just saying, like, because I thought you said, yeah, that's right. Because you could have 2 on 11 and 2 on 9. That's possible.
And if Archvile and Fluffy get second again, then they have 12 points. Doesn't matter then, because all the other 2 teams have 11.
No, not if Devil wins. That puts them on 13.
No. If Devil wins, he puts them at 13. Yeah.
So they win. So, yeah. So it's all to play for. I told you my points were good, Neil.
Yeah.
I worked when they're the points we use for the World Cup, Grim.
I'm trying to figure out how they should play this at SD. It's very soon, it's in 4 minutes. They've got a couple of options. I'm thinking like Levy they can take the mid and they can pressure Fluffy's tower. And then the question is, do they contest their own tower here? If they don't, I feel like they're at too much of a risk of getting dropped and losing Levy's compound, which is always expensive, always relevant.
Well, the only way of Levi and Big Chief winning is by taking out Archvile and Fluffy next. That's the only way they're still winning. The only way Dallas and others will win is to... 1 second.
Well, yeah, I feel Team 1 are in a good position there. As long as they keep an eye on Team 4, because Team 2 have to kill off Team 4, right? As long as they keep an eye on it, and then once they realise, hang on a minute, Team 4 are like, we've got them, they could just go on Team 2, right? But then again, yeah. So they just need to keep an eye on it, because look, I'd say Team 4 are weak now, and I'm like, why aren't they starting to pressurise Levy a bit, get rid of his compound? Because you don't want them to get too far ahead either, do you? Right?
Everyone's scanning each other.
No, for sure.
So I mean, there is an argument like, right, now's the time to go in on.
I'm very worried for the defense of Team 2 here. They need to step up their game here. They're so weak to drops.
They've got nothing to lose, though.
They don't even have their tower.
This is the beauty of it all. They have nothing to lose. And that's what's making it so fun to watch, because they're literally like...
Raising the question if this is not teaming, because they're totally avoiding each other and only pressuring the other teams.
Well,
they're not...
Here we go.
Yeah, he needs to do this.
What are we doing? Okay, Biggie's reacts, but he's got no units. Is there a recall? It's got to be a savior. It's such a bad savior. 1 minute before SD, he has to pop that crummy savior, but it's better than losing the compound.
He had to do that, though, because he had to drop him. You can't just let Team 2 sit there and...
Okay, no, he did not have to drop him. He had to drop him if he had no defense like that at all. That was a pitiful attempt. Like, even a tank, like some of Biggie's Marines already there before everything dropped, would have been great. But that was a complete lack of teamwork. Again, Biggie's has no defense by his compound. I do not like this at all. They are spread thin. Voidrays are kind of awkward to split apart to defend with, but they have to do something here.
Force Levy to...
Oh, there's a savior. Rah, that was garbage. This is 10 seconds before SD. That was not worth it. That was bad. So 2 really bad saviors there. But I guess Archvile was thinking, we need to clear this guy off of our tower because we need that tower. Now there's only one tank. He's thinking, all right, we're going to cram ourselves in there. Biggie's already here with the reinforcement. PDDs, as I said, nullifying the damage of the destroyers, which is a lot of the money.
He got one Raven.
He did get a Raven. But the fact that they couldn't break him there was a lot to do with the PDDs. These destroyers have 7 damage upgrades, and he's got a Thor, which is being negated by PDDs.
I do like that savior. You're right. He had to, while he had a tool to break it. I think I was right.
I think I didn't like it, not because of the thought process, but it was wrong. He wasn't going to break them there. They will just buy 2 more tanks and put themselves back there. It was just a waste of money.
Here we go.
Compound's going down. Turret's doing some work, but the Voiders get away.
We've got another 4 coming. He's got a lot of money. Oh, they see.
Where's the PDD? Observer. Biggie's PDD.
He didn't get another Raven. Oh,
he's got one left. PDD is really, really good here. Definitely.
All right. Dallas has the 2 turrets. He's got lots of Goliaths.
Poor Archvile, he's rebuilding his Thor. He's 60 seconds through, so it's not like he can cancel it, rebuild his compound, and then Thor again. He needs that Thor, and he also needs a compound, so in a bit of a pickle there.
Oddly, this pressure on Team 4 is giving them a nice little bounty lead. So they've got that, right?
Well, that's true. They've got a lead. They're winning, except for Biggie's. He's got 11.5k. Some of that's not clean because he's lost some tanks. What else has he lost? A medevac, maybe?
A Raven.
Yeah,
but it's
a couple of saviors. And Team 1, although Sandwich, are able to hold mid, which is a really big boon, because if you're Sandwich, you can guarantee yourself not to be able to hold mid. So that's very nice. Got 2 Thors. 2 Thors are very useful, but look at the PDD just saying no Thors, no. Not today.
Oh, here comes a fluffy drop. Nice.
Recall. Oh, medevac. Okay, even better than recall.
Almost.
Cutting it close for sure. So yeah, Levy and Biggie's are thinking, do we try and contest mid or do we keep pressuring Team 4? Because we've got to do one of those 2 things. They can't really kill Team 1 with Void Race and their own Goliaths. They're not going to cut it. They need something else to be able to contest Team 1. They can poke at Team 1 though, with tanks in the middle.
I like Dallas a lot. He's left a lot of mass at his compound. He's not, he play. I said so. Dallas, we play a lot of prees with Dallas and Levy, so he knows what to expect.
He had that second turret there way before they even attacked Team 1. Like he just knew that the threat of Levy's Void Rays are always there.
Yeah.
He's playing it safe, playing it smart. His tanks need to be a bit closer so they can shoot something maybe. There we go. Here they go. Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah, it's nice Goliaths, Dallas. What about the Marines? Let's have a look. Biggie's 16 damage. 16.5 for Dallas. Dallas actually has nice Marines. Yes, very nice Marines.
Don't know if Biggie's it's worth for him to switch to Temples to actually contest. Temples, by the way, still getting countered by hybrids, but not really. Even though they do 32% more damage, they still do 10 damage against the shields, so it's kind of an awkward counter there. Levy could do with 2 tanks. He's got +9 damage on his Merc, so those tanks would be hitting hard. You don't need to micro them, so don't tell me that Levy just doesn't want to micro stuff because it's just tanks, right? You just need to buy them, siege them.
He says he's not the best micro player. He does admit it.
He does say that, but at the same time, siege tanks don't need micro, and they add so much value here. And it's like, well, Biggie's is going to protect his own tanks. He'll also protect mine if I put them right next to each other. You can see some nice anti-drop packets of unit.
It's all really close together because Dallas and Devil are at this moment around 20k. Divide and Big Chief are around 21k, and Archer and Fluffy are also around 21k. So
22 now, yeah.
Yeah,
it's good. It's all nice and even. So it's all got to come back to that. It could possibly all come back to that first game, right?
Yeah.
Poor old Biggie's had a little bit of a nightmare.
Yeah.
Guardian shield +2 armor. Come on, Biggies, deny the shop. Nah, let him get tanks. Heck. Yeah, ideally you hold mid in a way that you camp the shop and stop buying elites.
I'm almost inclined to make a third game just because it will cause much of this more exciting gameplay.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, because the winner's going to be pissed off.
Yeah, I was going to say that. The guy that came first, like, nah, I think we're good here. I mean, I'd be happy to sit and do another one. If you want to drop a ref in and we do a third game, that's fine. But as Kenny said, the winners are going to be really angry.
Rule the rules at that point.
Set in stone.
This makes much more fun gameplay than the other styles. Let me put it like that.
Yeah, it's good. The point system's good. We did have like a league running for a while, Neil. About 2 years ago, Friday Night League. I used to cast it. Dallas was he won loads of them. In fact, you won one too, didn't you? I think with Andrew.
I played 2 leagues, yeah.
And I think you won both. And
yeah,
then Dallas won a whole bunch, and these are they were high quality prees. It's like Dallas always turns up to the, when he has to, he turns up.
Oh,
generally.
Big plays. Is this a smart idea, Levy? Let's find out. No, it wasn't. 2 Thors doing work. Yeah. Levy's Void Rays are getting to the limit. He's forced a huge reaction from everyone. Everyone's got Goliaths. Now's the time to just switch to Temples and go.
High Templar. Biggie's High Templar. Nice. And I've noticed they've also got PFs as well.
Have they all got PFs?
No, Biggie's and Levy got PFs this game. They're like, all right.
I see, yeah.
That drop was like, Biggie's like, safety first, Sean. Safety first. You know that one, Phil, what's his name, Phil? Do you still have the child locks on? Safety first, Sean. You're not Sean the Dead fan? No?
Yeah, of course. I'm thinking Levy needs to add something here. He's just Void Rays, and I think everyone's kind of handled the Void Rays at this point. Even though they are good and with good micro like Levy does it, they handle things that they shouldn't, like just Goliaths in general. But with Thors and 2 people going Goliaths on this team, it's just constant anti-air. We need something, a little bit of sauce. It's Biggie's that's adding in the HT. If anyone had to add something, it would have been Levy, and Levy needed the HT. But as you say, he doesn't like playing stuff like Heroes. He wants to do his Void Ray stuff.
He will get a
ghost.
In the longer form game, he'll get an over. but there's nothing to really get an over 4 at the moment, is there?
Well, to snipe the Thors would be very good, and then
Oh god, yeah. Sorry, there's the 4s. Yeah, sorry, my bad. Yeah.
Yeah, the destroyers would be helpless. They're definitely not going to do anything if the Thors are gone. But right now, like Levy tried engaging them, and then he realized, okay, maybe not. The Thors, you can see the positioning is right at the back of the army. So if Levy wants to snipe them, he's going to have to take the entire army first. Getting shot in the face.
Oh, he needs some mixes like that most.
By the way, I really like this
That would be
positioning
nice.
from Archvile. He's got a huge mass in front of his tower, and his Thors are positioned so if the Void Rays come around the back, which Levy has done several times already, to take out this one dude standing on the Zelnaga tower, then his Thors are going to get 6 shots in. Even though it looks stupid, it's like, well, you're kind of on mid, you're kind of not on mid, you're in front of your tower, not here. Whereas if he had his Thors here, then there won't be any use in the middle, which he's also trying to contest. So pretty cool positioning. Fluffy, meanwhile, is just trying not to die to Devil, I think.
Yeah, I was just about to say Devil's got a nice little position there, isn't he? He's
Yeah.
I said he copies your style. He likes the mobility of the Medivac, right? That's why you get it.
Medivacs and Goliaths, name a more iconic duo, man. I mean, it works super well. Multi-lock, able to shoot out anything that's a threat and get away if your fight's going badly. It's just perfect. Okay, looks like Devil's saving up for the Dark Archon. He's almost there. A couple 150 minerals more. What else? This guy, my dude, Dallas is going for a Ghost. I guess the Ghost is just, I mean, there's a HT now for... Oh, it's actually going straight to Archon for biggies. No one is able to take mid, by the way. It's just constantly sending a couple of units in and dying to tanks. There are 2 tanks on each side of the...
Oh god, Levy's Void Rays.
Oh, Levy's going in hard with the Void Rays, but yeah, as I say, everyone is anti-air. The whole map is just anti-air. So.
He just wants the tower. He knows he needs to deny Team 1 that tower now because...
Levy's saving for something. I'm guessing it's a Nova. I can only assume it's a Nova. Yeah, that would be a big impact thing to do. He could invest that in upgrades. He could invest that in his Marines. But as you can see, no one's able to take the middle. And it's not because their units are weak or like having stronger units would do it. It's like literally these siege tanks are shooting. Look at this. He holds mid for about a second and he loses 10 times the amount that he gained for holding that tower, that mid for 1 second. So these trades are not worth it. I don't know why they keep doing this, to be honest. It just seems like you should hold it, but I don't think this is worth the money. It's very funny that there's just 2 siege tanks at every entrance here and just... Oh, Biggie's thought about moving them and you're like, nah.
This is literally like an old school pre, right?
Yeah, this is one of the better matches of the tournament.
I like this from Levy. He realizes that if the army is in front on the tower and you got your Thors against the Void Rays on the low ground, then he can send a pack of Marines and he can take this one dude. Oh, he's even killing the scouting destroyer. 3+12 there, but this is the real target. Archvile reacting with a couple of units or a pack of units on the high ground here. Don't like leaving the base this open. He doesn't know that there aren't 2 medevacs here full of units. Biggies does have reasonable units. +7 max Marines, +6 good Goliaths. Very healthy.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think they should just be happy with the 2 towers and stop. They're just spunky mass there, aren't they?
Yeah, this middle trade, the thing is everyone's doing it, just taking turns to lose the units that they send to the middle. It's just not worth it. I mean, I guess, yeah, Biggie's thinking, oh, he even transfused, that was cute. He transfused 1 Goliath to last in middle a bit longer. If he had temples, this would be really good, because it would take 50 shots for the tank to kill a temple, and that would be amazing. But right now, they're just getting shelled to death. They're all max supply, so it is a kind of trade holding the mid like this. I don't know about this. Anyway, yeah, so Archvile has to send even more mass to deny Levy from harassing him with Void Rays, harassing him with a pack of Marines. I mean, Levy could go and eat this with Void Rays, actually. This is a good chunk of change right here.
The thing I like about this as well, the word thing, is Team 1 no, but Team 2 can't do anything to him, really.
Yeah, as I said, if Biggie's had destroyers, this would be a different game entirely, because then there's 2 Goliaths there and another Goliath there. You can kind of poke and prod.
But when this Archon comes out, he's going to be on Team 4 like a rash, because he can't. He won't want to poke. As I said, he won't want to poke the bear in Team 1. They're like, we want, because they kind of want Team 4 out as well, don't they?
Yeah, and Team One's doing very well. They shouldn't be because they're so sandwiched, but they're managing to it's with a meme choice of double Goliath as well. You love to see it.
Yeah. Well, it's the go-to merc, man. I told you, it's the one.
Yeah,
It's
so
good.
Archvile is constantly on levy patrol where he's like, where are you going to harass me from? Okay, all of these units either died or had to move. His Thors are moving from low ground to high ground over and over again.
What's Devil doing? Come on, when did he get that Dark Archon? Cheeky git.
I said he was saving up for it for ages. He was just...
All right. Oh, sorry. I thought I mixed up with Biggie's because Biggie's getting Archon.
Biggie's did the same thing. This is a HT Archon, so this is going to Storm. And there are a few things that will help you break a tank line like this, but Storm is one of them. If there aren't Phoenixes, there aren't Novas, there aren't Ghosts at least to EMP. Yeah, Fluffy's thinking about the same thing. Void Prism tries to get the HT. Didn't really do much damage to it. How much damage are we doing here? 300. So 3 shots. You'll actually 3-shot that HT. You could try. EMP on the HT. Yeah, so Biggie's is planning on breaking the siege tank setup from both players. He's just going to be able to storm on top of the tanks. Either there are a bunch of units on the tanks and the storm's going to do great, or the units disperse and you can probably just right-click down the tanks. So it's a good unit, but this will force a Nova out for players. This will force out Phoenixes, and then we just keep going and going with the counter plays.
You get to see Levy's Nova play.
I would love to see Biggie's use his Raven with his Archon to use PDDs to stop any lashes. I think even Phoenix projectiles will get denied by the PDD as well. So the Raven could be key here as a way of counterplay. Do see a Nova.
That's Levy's.
Levy. Oh, okay. So these guys have got they're first to the double ultimate hero. That's a huge deal because you need a lot to deal with that, even without a bounty lead, and Biggie's has a bounty lead, so it's just gonna go really
But at this point, if I would stop the game now, Dallas and Devil would be the tournament winner.
Yeah, we got the bounty.
Yep.
Nice.
It's very close.
All right.
Alright, HT Archon is out. It's ready for action. Big Storm hits a bunch of things. Recoup the energy for doing damage.
Well, I wonder. That's interesting to say that because we're just thinking like eliminating people and get rid of them. They could actually hold the status quo rather, couldn't they?
Yeah, that's true.
As we've seen in the last 2 games, when we had Sheriff, Vile and Fluffy in the first game just playing Sheriff, and then last game as well was kind of standoffish.
Yeah, it's hit 2 hours a lot this tournament. They need that time. Here comes another storm.
Oh, he's got a lift. He's got a lift. Oh, he lost it. That storm is
the
vicious,
thing about Phoenixes, usually Phoenixes are incredible, but because Levy has forced literally every single player to go anti-air, Phoenixes are just naturally going to have a hard time. It's always going to be about the Ghosts and the Novas. You don't need Phoenixes here just because everyone's ready for it already. We've got Medivacs who have Goliaths, we've got Thors, we've got a Nova now, and we've got Goliaths and Biggies as well. So even though I criticized Biggies for going Goliaths instead of Destroyers, now the Goliaths are the right choice because he's going to be able to counter any Phoenix lifts with just Stutter stepping in his army and letting the Goliaths do their work. And focus firing with Marines once he actually gets damage on these things. He's only got +7 on his Marines. Biggie's has weak Marines, but they're not that weak in relation to the opponents. That's something. Especially Archviles. Archviles are the worst by far. He does have 6 range, but no attack speed upgrades.
Well, it seems to have actually evened out a bit more. We thought they would be camping that eastern tower, right? And Team 4 have done quite a good job stabilising.
Well, that's what I said. There were 2 choices for Levy. Either they go round the whole game and only focus on taking that tower and give up mid, or they contest mid like this, which is probably the safer play, because if they did the tower thing and giving up mid, they risk getting bonked by Team 1, who are doing very well.
there's the lash on the 4, as you said would happen.
Yeah, Thors are basically dead weight now. They have a hard time dealing with a Nova without being picked up in medevacs all the time. And even if you do it, it feels terrible. It feels like it's only a matter of time until they get
Oh,
it.
Fluffy's lost his compound.
Oh no, Fluffy! What to adjust a devil drop? Yeah. Alright, this spells the beginning of the end. When you start losing your compounds like this, you're spending all your money and all your efforts. Like right now, he doesn't have enough to rebuild it, so he has to desperately try and get the rest of his, what is it, 150 minerals left? Yeah.
Because I feel like
minerals with just marines.
Devil and Dallas know this. They know they're going to be low on mass. He's going to have to rebuild his compound. I feel like now they should be, for them to win, they need to start pushing. Because they don't want Levy to get strong.
They don't want Team 2 sat on the middle and farming over the HD for sure.
So they're going to have to do something. I don't know whether it's start working on their compounds or what. But they're going to have to they're going to want Team 4 to recover somewhat, right?
Yeah. So we're at that new stage of the game where everyone's getting ultimates. Times New Ramen asked a cool question. I'll answer that in a second. So yeah, we have ultimates on Team 1 and 2. We have the Dark Archon, and we have Nova. Where did they go? Okay, there is the Dark Archon. I don't know where the Nova is. I've lost it. There it is.
Dark Archon's in Team 1's base.
Yeah, Nova are just out in front. 2 Phoenixes just to lift, but as I say, that's going to be really hard because you've got 1, a whole bunch of Void Rays, but 2 multi-lock Goliaths that shoot up as well as down at the same time. Oh, nice stun. That wasn't the Void Prism. That was a nice play from Devil. Yeah, that was great. That was a Dallas stun, ultrasonic pulse, into a drop. Nice bit of chunk of change of Void Rays there. Those aren't cheap units. 16 per 1. Big Lash picks it up. Very nice. This is what I'm saying. You can do this with Thors, but it just doesn't feel like it's good. He's just going to do it again in 30 seconds, you know. Yeah, so it's a new stage of the game. There's ultimates everywhere except for Team 4 who are feeling the pressure. They don't have... Like, if they save up for 2,500, which is what ultimates cost, you know, it's going to be a big risk that they die before they get it. Plus, they can't even farm it out, you know, so... They're just struggling, trying to keep together. And that's fine. A HT is fine defensively. It's very hard to run your Nova or Ghost into their base. But yeah, I was asked a question by Times New Roman, what would I do in Team 1, 2, or 4 position? For Team 2, it's the most obvious. They're just contesting mid, contesting the 2 towers. If they do really well, then they can contest these 2 towers. This one first, because it's on the open side, and then this side. But basically they're playing for money, they're playing for bounty. Not just because that's what they need to win the whole tournament, because they need a bounty lead on the people they killed here. They've still got a considerable lead, I think, judging by the... Yeah, they had like a 30,000 bounty lead that they need to recoup, right? So they need to do really well in bounty, but also just because it's the safe play. It's that I'm going to win the trades and I'm going to get free money on the towers. So that's all they're thinking about. Team 1... cannot kill Team 4, so all of their pressure needs to be going onto Team 2, sorry. If they kill Team 4, then this team will instantly kill them, which I don't think is good for them in the long run. They probably want to rack up bounty as well, right? And then Team 4 is just trying not to die. They've got a free tower because this team died, which is really nice. And they can contest this tower in mid, and that's pretty much their only option. They can't really do any crazy plays. Everybody is anti-air anyway. Like, trying to drop multi-lock Goliaths isn't a great idea usually. Trying to get up to ultimates and heroes, and that's where you can always win in Marine Arena, despite the bounty, right? You can just win by outplaying them with heroes. A good Storm, a good Phoenix Lift, a good Ultrasonic Pulse, a good EMP, that could make all the difference. Sorry, I'll let you guys talk now.
No, that's all right. No, we're listening. Come on then, talk about our clan.
You talk enough for everybody, Grim.
Yeah, you're like... Give us your overall thoughts on marine range, speed upgrade, optimization. When to start them, and at all, and range or speed first, or what then the other. Share for the viewers. So he wants to know, how do you do? Do you do range first? Do you go one range, one speed on the marines?
Range is almost always the priority, unless your opponent is going armor, in which case there's no point hitting at 1 damage, you know, like a 0.5 better range. You just need to make sure you're not getting super armor capped, and then you get range, and then you get attack speed. Having 2 rows of marine shooting is obviously twice as good as having 1 row of marine shooting, so you definitely want the range upgrade as soon as possible.
And having...
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, ideally both before SD if you can, right?
Yeah, attack range is like if you're going melee marine and your only focus is marines, then you can get the attack speed quite quickly. But usually your mercs are quite useful for trading early, so you want to be getting merc damage, then marine damage, marine health, attack range when you can get it, because it's a certain amount of upgrades you need to get it first, and then attack speed after you get your range. But
Follow-up question then. What about double spawn? Do you prefer the shop upgrades first, or
yeah, shop up like range first. You can go double spawn if you think you can get away with it, but usually
Right.
you need the attack speed to trade well. But if you're like making really good trades and you're only really dying to like saviors or something, then double spawn's amazing. Double spawn is really good, but you need your marines up first. Like you don't want to have 4.5 range marines before you get double spawn.
It's like, I don't know if you've ever seen my 1v1s. I'm getting upgrades and I have no units.
Yeah.
you might have seen a couple of my games. It's like, Biggie's fixed me with that. He's like, why are you upgrading zero units?
Good plays. Really good plays from Dallas and Devil. They're working together.
Nice. Yeah.
Phoenix is even shooting with Void Rays, which is nice. These storms are really good. We're killing 200 units with storms, not losing the Archon. Good value on that ultimate. I mean, this is what I'm saying, that HT is almost always just as good as the Archon as well. Like, as long as it doesn't die to EMPs, which obviously the Archon never will, the HT is still doing the same damage output as the Archon. So, like, Fluffy's doing as much as he can with what he has, which isn't much, but he's getting 200 kills on a HT. That's fantastic. Good storm.
Yeah.
You know, like...
Well, as you said, Team 1, they've got the advantage, but Team 2 won't go too hard on him because they need him to finish second, right?
That's true, but they also have the distinct disadvantage of not having a free tower, which obviously adds up to good money.
Right. Oh god, look, the South Tower isn't even taken.
Nuke and Void Prism, very nice.
South Tower needs to be taken, right?
Oh goodness! Well,
It's been
it's
quite
too
a
much
while now.
action on the field, I guess.
Wow. That was Devil's job. He was doing a great job with his dropship going on and off it.
Yeah. Devil seems to have, focused his attention more on Team 1. I like this. Fluffy has no business being in the middle right now, and he's holding it. He needs some free money. Very aggressive posturing. I feel like Archvile could get washed over really easily. Like if they had a Nova, maybe not, but like this, yeah, if Biggie's has realized, he's like, what are you doing here? I can just kill you.
This is lovely.
This Raven should be doing stuff as well. Actually, it has been. He's been using a Seeker missile, cheeky boy.
He's doing so well, isn't he, with that HT? You know, it's such a fragile unit, one EMP.
Yeah. What's the EMP damage of this? 500 damage and all of the shields. So, yeah, it's going to survive a 50 health if it gets EMP'd. Nice storm, though. Still gets the storm.
And he gets away. What a ledge.
Good stuff from Fluffy, solid player, of course.
Oh god, nice night for the
look at this. We've had a change of plan from Team 4. So instead of just survive, they've given up the tower down here at the south. They're saying we're going to hold our free tower, and on top of that, we're going to pressure you at the top. So now Team 2 is the one that's feeling sandwiched, even though it's Team 1 that's actually sandwiched.
Well, we see
Colossus,
what has,
not sure what I feel about this.
You see what Archvile has, right?
What, you mean the double-double?
Double, yeah. I mean, like, there is, if he only has to finish second, he could just get rid of you-know-who.
Yeah.
But they still have to make up the bounty difference, that's the problem. Let's have a look at
the storm killing tanks, the damage output. Plus 10 damage on your HT Archon. I mean, the thing is, this scales off of hero upgrades, the storm damage, so spamming some hero damage upgrades is good, but this scales off of everything, and it does 500 damage every time it hits with a splash. So, yeah, there you go. As I said, Archvile really had no business being out here, because he had no way of dealing with HT Archon and such. Archon is in the medevac. Good. So Biggie's knows that there's always the threat of the...
Oh, nice little Maelstrom and drop. Nice.
Maelstrom and drop comes in.
Nice.
Where is the Nova on this team? There it is. It's not really going to help. Biggie's needs to follow his Archon with his medevac, because this Nova... Yeah, right here. It's very dangerous. He needs to be using his medevac. And
Grim.
Actually... Oh, he's got a PDD. Okay, there you go.
Grim, are you a more double ghost player or a Nova player?
Double ghost.
All right. So if you did go Nova, for example, I mean, like if you look at Levy, she spends a lot of time in his base. would you be looking? What would you be doing? What would your plan be with the Nova? You moving her around? Are you just supporting? You just standing there?
I would be following that Archon, a bit like Levy's doing that. He's going with the Archon, and he's looking for the enemy Nova, and all he needs to do is EMP, because they are the aggressor. They have the Storm. The other guys have the Maelstrom, the Void Prism, right, to stun. So all he needs to do is EMP that Nova, and then his ally can Storm with ridiculous damage everyone else's army. And that's all he needs to do.
Oh, I like the Colossus. The Colossus is a nice introduction. As I call it, mass removal.
Well, this is what I was saying. I'm not really sure what I feel about this. Levy can lash that, and it needs to be microed under a medevac or a PDD the whole time.
Well, he's got his Nova there. He's got his Nova there.
Yeah,
so,
I mean, there he goes.
Yeah, but he almost got it. It was just a little bit. It was like a split second, wasn't he? It wasn't.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's hero interactions are a bit messy. Like, he could have got his Nova EMP'd there, and then all of a sudden Biggies has to play defensively until there's another EMP on that Nova. So yeah, it's a bit wonky. Let's check the bounties.
Yeah. Who's leading then? So I think Team 1 are winning, right?
Dallas has got a nice little 20 or 30,000. Devil's doing well as well.
He's such a good player, Dallas. I keep saying it. He's like,
yeah, Dallas is phenomenal. He's doing fantastic.
He loves the tournament. He loves the competition. I mean, like, he'll do a pre, but it doesn't really bother him. But when you put him like, all right, you're going to win like something, then like, he just steps up. He's just, yeah. I like that competitive spirit.
You can see the history of his game is right here. 200 kills on each of these oracles, and they haven't moved for the past like 50 minutes. They've just been there like in the Hall of Fame. Like, yeah, we did that. Yeah, we did that. So is this medevac going to go down? No, Levy not missing the chance to kill the medevac, but it's only 100 minerals. It's not the biggest deal. May have just decided I'd rather kill the army, not lose my Voyageries. I do feel like a tech switch wouldn't hurt either Biggies or... Actually, maybe the Biggies needs to keep his Goliaths for anti-Phoenix play, but Levy could go Temples and keep these Voyageries as a safeguard. But if he gets Temples, that'd be pretty good. Oh, and Levy still has really trash Marines. It's not very good.
Question, Grim. 20 minutes. Are they likely to make up the... What we're talking about?
Like
what's the difference? So it's 55, let's say 55, and the next team is 40. Can they make up the 15k?
15,000 bounty? Yeah, in 20 minutes for sure.
Yeah, all right. But they're going to be here for another 10 minutes, aren't they? So
feedback on the Nova. Colossus in the medevac it goes. Nice play, Dallas manages to save.
That? Oh, it was lifted, was it?
In the medevac, yeah.
Right.
Colossus. So I'm saying you can play the Colossus now, but it's not doing that much. It's getting like 30 kills, and he has to constantly babysit it under the medevac. Accidentally presses the stun.
He's got APM to throw, man. What's the matter with you?
He got the APM spare. Well, if that's the case, he should use his 3 oracles to harass towers and things.
He's got the tower. He doesn't need them. Oh my god, he's got Vikings now.
Revelation on the opponent Nova would be good as well.
I think Team 1 are feeling it. I think I get a bit excited now. I think Team 1 know. I don't think they feel threatened by Team 4, and the only people who can ruin their day is the Voids. So they've got. Yeah, I think they might have it, guys. They've got the 4 Vikings in anticipation of the Void Ray rush.
Yeah.
I think. I don't know.
It's very funny that they're so sandwiched. I mean, it may well be that Levy should leave alone Team 4 and try and kill Team 1 with nukes and Storm. It's very possible that they get away with that and manage to do it. They just have to give up mid, which means giving up bounty, giving up trades, and also opening up Team 4 to try and doom drop them and kill them. And actually, look at this. Oh, did he F2? No, he didn't. No.
Well, they make up the bounty though. That's the key, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. I just think now. I think.
Thing is, if they wanted bounty, Levy should have Marines, and he should have a better Merc that can trade. Because he's still trading. He's been trading for 2 hours. He's been trading Goliaths versus Voyageries. And look at the Maelstrom lasting for 10 minutes, and the big drops on top of it. The Archon coming in with his 360 damage. Yeah, Devil and Dallas have been doing really well. They deserve to win this game.
I think in 5 minutes' time it might just be, like the Tour de France. It might be just the final 20 laps around the Champs-Élysées. We'll have a bit of that, Oh god, and the nuke's going to hit this as well. Levy doesn't see it. I think Levy's I believe the term is mental disintegration, possibly.
Mental disintegration. Yeah, Biggies is
He would
hanging
normally,
in there.
yeah, he would normally spot that nuke, and
But-
I'm surprised it hit. Levy's like, I think they know it's slipping. I think if they get to 150, I don't think they can make up the difference in bounty in 10 minutes. This is Team One's to lose now. They've done a great job.
Mhm.
Am I singing too soon? Should I wait a bit more?
As it stands, if it were to end now, who wins the tournament? Team One.
Team One, yeah, because they will have 13 points.
13, yeah.
You don't even have to go to bounty count back.
Yeah, they'll
No.
win by tournament points. So that's
Yeah, nice.
they just need to win, and they're in a great place. As I say, even Sandwich, you really shouldn't. Like, they still haven't scanned here and realized that the CCs are dead. Like, they don't. Obviously, they know, but they haven't even checked. Their map looks like this. They've been stuck in their arc the whole game, and they haven't explored. They haven't even explored. You see this dark patch? It's because they've never been there. They've never even been to most of the map up here. But they didn't need to. The farm came to them. Everyone's having a great time.
Right, let's see. I think by 150, I think we'll have our new champions, right?
Yeah, this time Big Chief was the one with the bounty and Levy was the one without it, so they kind of did a role reversal from their last game. Either of them performed like the other one in both games, that would have been great. But
It was
unfortunately,
tough. It was tough,
out.
mate. It was tough. It was, fantastic start from Team 2, right? Getting rid of unders and lift. That was amazing. Come on, you got to admit, guys, you enjoyed watching a team just be dismantled.
Oh yeah, the way that they killed Team 3 was clinical. It was surgical.
Yes,
It was just.
I know that. And that put them in a great position. That gave them a chance. And they tried to come up here on the Eastern Tower to do the same. I do think possibly. I know we might disagree, but I think that Saviour. I think it reduced the mass there and it helped them a bit. Maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, I like the thought process. He did it because it was his only tool he had to
Yeah, as I said, I enjoyed the thought process. It was just
Yeah, yeah.
like to me, it wasn't obvious. Like that's not going to do what you want it to, so don't bother.
All right, goodbye. No, he picked up. Nice. They've got it. I think we're going to see.
Here comes Levy. Where's the Maelstrom? There it
For the
is.
string. This is gonna.
Maelstrom plus nuke. Here it comes. Bam! Destruction. Fantastic.
Oh god, this is. Well, guys, I hope you're enjoying this. Team 1 are now putting on an exhibition for you.
I did say after they killed Team 3, because of their choices of Voidray Goliath against 3 Goliath's destroyers, they were going to have a hard time and they needed to add in a lot of spicy flavors into their composition. But unfortunately, they just kind of. I mean, the HT Archon was great, and you can't say it wasn't. It's got 730 kills. It's just been free, like no fight back to this. No lashes, nothing. Tank goes down. He's been killing tanks with storms all game. Putting a PDD down so it can't get lashed, jumping it into the medevac. Solid Biggie's play.
I was going to say, apart from Levy's lash we saw on the Nova Collie, has he picked up any big ultimates? He hasn't, has he?
No, I think it's difficult for him to do that because they have their own Nova and they're doing the medevac micro correctly. So
Right,
like,
yeah.
very difficult to make anything happen there. It needs to be the Nova plus something else. So like temples running in, causing chaos, and then you can land your EMPs because the Nova and the ghost from the opponent has to run away or they'll get killed by the temples and marines behind it or Biggie's marines behind it, right? Like you need to add a little bit more complexity into the engagements, whereas this is literally just them looking for Levy's Nova with a scanner or an observer and be like, alright, I'll pop this into the medevac then. There's no pressure, there's no chaos to capitalize
I
on.
think we can almost call it because the difference at this point is.
Let it play, Neil. Let it play. They've got 10 minutes.
No, of course we're gonna let it play.
But I mean, like, I'm willing to do the old Tour de France procession, with the glass of champagne.
Yeah, it's like a 15k lead that Team 1 has, so it's pretty hard to... Unless they kill
So Levy-
15 ultimates really quickly,
I'll give it another. I'll do it on 155. Because they've come. They got 3
Well,
points.
if Deep and Big Chief destroy them completely now, like their Archon, the colors, the base, everything, and then march on to Archval and Fluffy, then maybe, but I don't think they.
They won't
doesn't
get
even-
money. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm hoping they do the old flower up in the middle, all of them, and we'll get a nice big nuke on it. The old celebration nukes, right? We do like a few. But yeah, this is well played, Dallas. Well played, Devil.
Well played, Fluffy and Archvile as well for hanging
played,
in there.
yeah,
They were in a very bad spot for a second there.
They were, yeah, well played, everyone. And you know, and let's not forget game one. Unders and Liff had a great game, didn't they? And,
Yeah.
And this game too. I mean, let's not forget the way Team 2 took Team 3 apart. It was you won't see anything like that again. Not in a while. They just went out and they took a top class team. Here we go. They're going to go and give it one last hurrah with a nuke.
Oh, nuke will land. These Voyageries are dead before they get there. Good nuke though. Good nuke.
Good nuke. Great nuke. And another
one. Will the Nova die?
Will they let it land? Do they know? I think they know it's all over. Don't know.
It doesn't matter at this point.
Here comes the Phoenix. Heck.
Yeah, I think they
200 kills on that Nova by the end of it, and that was mostly the nukes because it had under 20 before it got over here. Dallas dropping the compound. Bopping and popping.
I like Dallas. He's doing it to the end, isn't he? He's literally like, well, he knows he can do it, can't he? He can do what he wants now. Devil and Dallas can do it. They play so, you know, their dropship play, it was on point. Devil's a bit slow at the start of the tourney, but he's warmed up. He's
got into the zone, yeah.
He's got into, you know, he peaked at the right moment, right? And that's what counts. You know.
Come on, Biggies. If you can't win the tournament, at least win the 1,000 kills on your HT Archon game.
Come on, let's do that. All right.
Last 5 minutes. I actually then was planned to send that 20 seconds later, but my cat decided to stand on the enter key, so.
Levy's not. I don't think they're not even chronoming at this point. Well, Biggie's is. He's still going for a blessing. He's still chronoming. Like
and so is Levy. They're chronoming.
So is Levy. Sorry, my bad. I didn't see it.
Back to the last.
Yeah, as you do. Where does this actually put Team 2? So this would be a second place for them. So that would put them on 1 and 6. So that puts them on 7, right? Have you done the scores? What's that? You can.
No, I'm waiting till the end, then I'll do the scores. You never know, something barely gonna change, most likely, but you never know.
Well, yeah.
It's looking like about 56k to 69k, so it's not that far off.
Now,
Dallas
and Devil are gonna be getting 10 points, but that makes their total on 13 points.
Yeah, they're on 13 points.
And Big T second place, that's gonna make their total on 7 points. And Archvile and Fluffy on third, that's making their total on 9 points. So, yeah.
No, they'll be second then on 9. No, third. Yeah, sorry, third. You're right. Yeah, you're right.
Big Chiefs had enough of bottom right. Win by elimination. Let's go Biggies. Old school style.
Oh god, they drop in. They're going to end it properly. I think there goes the compound.
No recall for Biggies to recall his Archon home and save himself.
First place, Dallas and Devil.
Biggie's like, I'll kill compounds. Just keep rebuilding your compound so I get my bounty up. Come on, man. Let the HT spawn. Kill the HT. There it is. Extra 250 or 300. Nice.
Dallas is coming now. I think they're just going to finish him off.
They can't. Biggie's is too strong. His Marines are actually really good. 210 health, 16 damage. That's better. He's got better Marines than Dallas. He just upgraded them whilst I was watching. Cheeky thing. 730 HP on his Goliaths. What the heck? What has he been up to over here? It's a pretty mixed upgrade pattern for Dallas. Not bad.
Oh, you missed. So look at if you that's look at Devil's HP. 855.
Oh my goodness, 8 armor as well. Oh, Devil's actually got the best Marines, I didn't realize. PF's for the win. Levy's like, no, you will not be taking my base in the next minute. Absolutely not. Alright, Biggie's at least gets to win by the second by elimination. But and bounty actually. He gets some satisfaction.
Do I announce it, Neil? Do you want me to announce it in the last few minutes, or do you want to?
No way, man. We wait until the last 40 seconds.
All right.
Unless they die.
40 seconds. Doesn't matter.
Nukes flying everywhere. Go on. Get him. Where is this coming from? Oh, Levy's over here. Ah, heck. Levy with the late game Zerglings. How much HP do these things have? 216. What? Is that a bug? Why is this so low? GG, well played. Congrats to Dallas and Devil for winning the tourney. I'm proud of you. Heck.
All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, we have our winners. Through bounty count, we'll put Grim, got the bounty up?
Yes, absolutely.
Through top bounty on this game, they get 10 points. And in the previous game, they came third with 3 points. With a grand total of 13 points. Ladies and gentlemen, it is the mighty Dallas and the lovely Devil, or Grim
Clan
Devil.
Grimmy Devil. I was
Devil
there.
Reaper.
Yes. There in spirit. Good job, Devil.
Well played. They played a nice stunning game, didn't they?
And I think in this place, Archvile and Fluffy took third, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's 3 points for them. That's a total of 9. And it's a total of 13 for Dallas and Reaper. And Wonder is 11. And Big Chief and Levi took second. Yeah, that's 7. So on first place, it's Dallas and Reaper with 13 points. Second place, Wonder and Lith with 11 points. Third place, Archvile and Fluffy with 9 points. And the last place goes to Levi and Big Chief with 7 points.
Congratulations, guys, and thank you all for taking part and making this a wonderful weekend. Thank you to the lovely Neil here, referee, and Murph, Franny, Fomat, Raiden as well for helping organise this event. Do you want to say anything? Do you want to sign off for this, Neil?
I want to thank everybody for participating, even the people that were very participating in a negative way. Even you, thank you for joining us, and well, up to next year, next tournament.
Okay, lovely. And Grim?
Yes, thank you everyone for playing. Neil for hosting, organizing everything. It's way harder than it seems. Let me tell you guys, organizing anything, organizing all of you nerds. Think about how difficult it is to host a single pre-made with 8 nerds in it. This is many, many more nerds than that. And brackets and complaints and the rules and all that shit. Like, there's a lot going on there. So thanks, Neil. Much appreciated. And Kenny for co-casting, Nuclear, Ragey, and all of the viewers, of course, who managed to get 50 viewers for an MA tournament. Unheard of, guys. Glad you all crawled out of the woodwork for this one. And maybe there'll be another one in a year or sooner. Who knows? It's all up to the community and the people willing to organize this. Hot mess. Thanks, guys.
All right. And
congratulations to Dallas and Devil. You did amazing.
Yeah.
Well done, guys. Thank you. And and again, once again, Neil, thank you for sorting it. And congratulations to the lovely Devil and the lovely Dallas. They couldn't want two better players. They played Prees daily, and they did. You know, it's deserved. They did what they had to do, and they deserved it. Well played.
Yeah. Nice games. I liked the last game from Levi and Big Chief.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's not forget there were some moments throughout the whole tournament we'll talk about. I mean that dismantling Team 3 was one of them.
Yeah, it's really good to see them say, "Oh, you're going Zergling Marine every time." That's not going to help at all in this situation, bud. We're just going to pack some tanks, Ravens, Goliaths, Void Rays, everything. You've got one savior. That's all you have. You get one chance at throwing us away. Other than that, you're absolutely defenseless. Takes up the compound, takes everything in their base. Good stuff. That was great.
All right. Okay, I'm going to sign off then. Thank you, Grim, for the invite and the cast. Thank you to Neil for inviting me.
You too.